Last time on Mr. Belvedere.
I know.
Oh, and remember the other part of our bargain.
Uh-oh.
That's right. No dog until you bring up your history grade, and that means getting an A on your test tomorrow.
Mr. Belvedere, can I tell you something I did? I mean, just between the two of us.
That depends. Is it a misdemeanor or a felony?
I cheated on my history test.
Oh.
I didn't mean to. It was just real hard, and I couldn't remember anything. And I was sitting right next to this Korean kid.
These two guys are crazy about each other.
Mr. and Mrs. Owens, Wesley cheated on his history test.
Is that true, Wes?
You cheated.
Yeah, but he wasn't supposed to tell you about it. You promised.
I'm sorry.
I'll talk to you when I get back from the pet shop. Good thing I kept the receipt.
I hate you. I wish you'd go back to England where you came from.
I'm sure he didn't mean it.
Hello, Department of Immigration. I got a big one for you. So I guess we're friends again, huh?
Yes, I suppose it was unavoidable.
Lawrence Miller, U.S. Department of Immigration.
Oops, I forgot about that.
All right, let's go.
Wait a minute. Where are you taking him?
He'll be at the Federal Building downtown pending his deportation hearing. Mr. Belvedere, show me.
If you're ever in England, drop by.
Inside.
Thank you. So, anyone here from out of town?
Streaks on the china, never mattered before. Who cared when you drop kicked your jacket as you came through the door? No one glared, but sometimes things get turned around and no one's spared. All hands look out below. There's a change in the status quo. Gonna need all the help that we can get. According to our new arrival, life is more than mere survival. We just might live the good life yet.
Think we ought to save the mashed potatoes?
Not unless we're planning to repave the driveway.
I can't believe they just came in and dragged Mr. Belvedere out of the house like that. I thought this was America.
It is. That's why they did it.
Well, we gotta do something to help them.
Like what?
I don't know. Have a concert?
What are you going to call it? Hands across the butler?
You'll never get enough people.
Hey, I've been going through the immigration code, and I found some really good arguments in Mr. Belvedere's favor.
Oh, yeah?
I'm going to get them organized so I can present them at his hearing.
Oh, that's great, Marge, but don't you think maybe we should get him a real lawyer?
I almost am.
Hey, everybody. You guys want some help?
No, thanks.
I think you've helped enough. Hey, I already said I was sorry.
Being sorry doesn't help Mr. Belvedere. He's still stuck in jail.
Yeah, and who knows what he's going through. What do you mean? Well, I saw this movie once where this really nice guy gets thrown in jail with a bunch of killers and drug pushers, and the only way for him to survive was to become as mean and vicious as they were.
Come on, Heather, you're talking crazy.
Melita. Bow ye.
You got 5 minutes. I signed you up for the chain gang.
Hello, George.
Hi, Mr. Belvedere.
Wesley.
Marcia's upstairs trying to arrange bail.
I appreciate that.
So you doing okay? Nobody tried any funny stuff today?
I'm fine, George.
It's just I kind of feel guilty about all this.
Why should you? You've done nothing wrong, aside from fathering what's-his-face here.
Anyway, I'm going to go up and see how Marcia's making out. Come on, Wes.
I'll catch up, okay, Dad? I brought you something.
Wesley, I'm in deep enough.
See, I got you some cigarettes and candy bars. You give them to the screws, and they'll look the other way when you start digging your tunnel.
Wesley, this is reality, not a George Raft movie.
I'm just trying to help.
I know.
I mean, if I don't do something for you, I'm gonna feel terrible for the rest of my life. I've already got a bad stomach and diarrhea. But I think that's mostly from Mom's meatloaf.
Wesley, I don't blame you, and you shouldn't blame yourself.
Well, I'm gonna do something.
Wesley.
I don't know what, but I'm gonna do it. So just be ready. Hello, Buckingham Palace. I want to talk to the Queen about a friend of hers who's in real big trouble.
Wes, what are you doing?
Well, she's unavailable. Can I talk to her husband? I heard he's not very busy. Hello? They hung up. Why don't you call the president while you're at it? I did. They told me he was taking a nap. Hi, kids.
Hey, we sprung Mr. Big.
Mr. Belvedere, hey, what took you so long?
Nothing, just a little bureaucratic snag.
Yeah, 37 unpaid parking tickets.
I refuse to acknowledge anything that's stuck under my windshield wiper.
Well, at least you're back.
For the time being.
Huh?
Mr. Belvedere's free until his hearing next week.
That's when they decide what's going to happen to me.
Well, don't worry about that. Kevin and I have been going through Mom's law book, so we found some real sneaky ways to keep you in the country.
Oh, yeah?
It says here that an alien can remain in the country if he's adopted by a U.S. citizen.
Hey, Dad, why don't you adopt him? Wouldn't it be great to have Mr. Belvedere as a son?
Hello, Daddy.
Okay, what about this? It says you can obtain legal status if you marry an American citizen. Yeah!
Why not?
Look, children, I'm sure your intentions are good. In fact, I know they are. But you're simply going to have to let Mr. Belvedere handle this in his own way. All right?
Yeah.
All right.
Whatever you say.
I guess you want to relax a little.
Thank you. And once again, I apologize. I'm sorry for all the trouble I put you to.
Oh, Mr. Belvedere, it's no trouble. You're part of the family.
To tell the truth, I can't picture this place without you, Belvedere.
Dinner in 5 minutes. Is he staying?
I thought I was.
Yes, Mrs. Lucas, Mr. Belvedere will be staying for dinner. I hope there's enough.
I hope so, too.
I guess we didn't mention her.
I guess we didn't.
Hey, look, Belvedere, don't get the wrong idea. She's only temporary until you get things worked out.
Yeah, I mean, well, you know, with us gone all day.
And with you sitting in the slammer, we had to get somebody else.
That's true. And I'm really not permitted to work until my status is clarified.
Yeah, that's what we were thinking.
No, you weren't. You were thinking maybe things wouldn't work out and maybe I'd be sent back to England. You have a perfect right to be prepared for that.
We're glad you understand.
I'll be in my room. Unless you've already given it to Hazel.
Hey, Heather, come here and take a look at this. What is it? You know how the law says if Mr. Belvedere marries someone, he can stay in the country? Yeah. Well, I made it this list of eligible bachelorettes. Linda Ronstadt, Sharon Glass, Diane Keaton, Lillian Gish. This magazine says that none of them have ever been married, so I bet they're real desperate. You're the one who's desperate. Hey, I already asked all the women around here. The only one who seemed interested was Grandma Huffnagel. But she wants to wait until she gets her hip replaced. Wesley, Mr. Belvedere stood right there and told us to stay out of this. He didn't mean me.
Well, if this Saturday's no good, how about next Saturday? Sunday? No, that's okay. I'll try you again in '87. I just don't know what it is with her. At school, she acts like she really likes me. She talks to me, we joke around, but the minute I call and ask her for a date, forget it. She's always got to wash her hair or something. I just don't know what else to do.
We're having fish sticks.
Oh. Nice talking to you.
Uh-huh.
Hello, Mrs. Lucas.
Yeah, hi. What you doing with that thing?
It's from my garden. I thought you might like to make the family a nice, fresh pie for dessert.
You funny.
Yes, I suppose I am.
Hey, Mrs. Lucas.
Hi.
Hey, can I bum a cigarette off ya?
Sure.
I can?
Hello, Heather.
I think I just quit.
Don't worry about her. She does things just to get a reaction.
Uh-huh.
Actually, the whole family is rather on the quirky side. They're not dangerous, but they do require supervision.
My husband is an unemployed steelworker. My son just got out of a rehab center. And my eldest girl just ran off with a trumpet player. They're quirky, too.
Hey, Mr. Belvedere.
Wesley?
You going up to your room now?
Yes, Wesley.
Good luck. Hi.
Excuse me, I must be in the wrong room.
You're Lynn, aren't you? I'm Kim. So what do you think of her?
Very nice. What is she? My going away present?
Why? You're supposed to marry her. And she already said yes. All you got to do is ask.
My basic fee is $300, but that doesn't include the photographer or the honeymoon.
Excuse us a moment, would you?
Sir.
Wesley, Where exactly did you find Miss Wright?
Downtown. You know where all those ladies are always standing around. I guess they're waiting for a bus or something.
Yes, or something.
Well, I told them all about your problem, and Kimberly said she'd be happy to help.
Yeah, I've been married 13 times already. But I still cry.
Yes, love is like that.
What's going on?
I got this lady for Mr. Belvedere, but I don't think he wants her.
Oh, yeah?
Forget it, Kevin. Come along, Kimberly. Time to go.
Okay.
Thank you for your time and trouble. But we don't need a set of encyclopedias. Goodbye.
Who was that?
Oh, just somebody trying to sell something.
I just don't want you to go, that's all.
Wesley, marrying someone like that would not solve my problem.
He'd take care of mine.
Look, everyone, the hearing's tomorrow, and I may have a few tricks up my sleeve.
Oh, yeah?
After all, what could go wrong? It's merely the United States government versus me.
And having considered all the facts in this matter, my decision is that your status here is invalid, and you should be returned forthwith to your country of origin.
But, Your Honor, you can't send me back there.
Mr. Cates.
It's a repressive society. I can't take the torture, the isolation.
Mr. Cates, you're from Canada.
It's cold and boring. What about Alan Thicke? You guys let him stay, or Lauren Green, or Alex Trebek.
All right, United States versus Lynn Belvedere. Defendant, a citizen of Great Britain, entered the United States and subsequently accepted employment as a domestic without being in receipt of a valid work permit. Mr. Belvedere, you understand that it is not incumbent on the government to prove why you should leave, but up to you to convince the court why you should be allowed to remain.
I understand, Your Honor.
All right. Do you have anything to say?
You look lovely in black.
I can't believe he said that.
You told Mr. Belvedere broads love that stuff.
Pay attention.
I apologize, Your Honor. But I am just the simple son of a coal miner who's never been in a court like this. And I'm just a little overwhelmed.
All right, Mr. Belvedere. You may proceed when you're ready.
If it pleases the court, I would like to cite the case of the United States versus Wilczynski, in which the appellate court ruled that immigrant status should be considered. Numerous exceptions have been made by the court in cases similar to mine.
Oh, that's very impressive, Mr. Belvedere, especially coming from a simple son of a coal miner. However, the issue in question is whether you accepted and performed work in violation of U.S. law.
Which brings me to my next point. What is work?
Oh.
I think he's wearing her down.
The dictionary defines work as exertion or effort directed to produce or accomplish something. However, just because one accomplishes something doesn't necessarily mean that it's work. And conversely, just because one works, it doesn't necessarily mean that anything is accomplished.
Tell me about it.
I maintain the concept of work is ambiguous. A florist plants a flower, to him it's work. I plant a flower, to me it is pleasure.
What is your point?
Simply that I came to this country to observe contemporary America. My stay at the Owenses just gave me a chance to see it at first hand. So you see, it wasn't a job. It was merely a hobby.
Did you receive any wages for this hobby?
Well, only when the checks didn't bounce.
Hey, I told you not to cash them so fast. Oh.
Overruled.
If you're quite through, Mr. Belvedere...
Your Honor, I have one more argument.
Oh, goody.
Quoting from the Immigration Code, an alien may be certified for employment if the job is deemed to require professional or unique abilities not possessed by any American.
I don't see where that's relevant. After all, you are just a housekeeper.
He's not just a housekeeper. He's special. Wesley.
Who is that little boy?
He's the one who turned me in.
That's nice.
But he does have unique abilities.
Really? For example?
Well, he's the only one who can make my French toast just right. You know, kind of soggy in the middle. And nobody else could have fixed Heather's stereo when I spilled Bosco all over it. Wesley! No wonder all my records stick to the turntable. Will you two just sit down?
Your Honor, my name is Kevin Owens, and a little while ago I sort of had a problem with alcohol. Not getting it. I have a fake ID. but abusing it. And anyway, Mr. Belvedere straightened me out, and he does that a lot. For all of us.
See, if it wasn't for Mr. Belvedere, my brother would be in the gutter, drowning in his own barf. Will you guys knock it off?
I must apologize for them, Your Honor.
The mother?
Afraid so.
Yes, Your Honor, I am their mother, but I also happen to be studying to be an attorney.
Bailiff?
Yes, and I would like to cite some precedents which I feel may be germane.
You can cite them after you've graduated from law school. Now, just sit down.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Now, is there anyone I have missed?
Your Honor, I'm George Owens.
Oh, yes. The man who knows what broads really go for.
Good ears. Anyway, I guess what everybody is trying to say is that Belvedere here is more than just a housekeeper. He's practically one of the family. And this thing about wages, hell, the way he eats, he ought to be paying us.
Is my boat here yet?
The point is, Belvedere's a pretty exceptional guy. And I think he deserves another shot.
Your Honor, the law states an alien may be certified for employment if the job cannot be performed by an American. Now, I ask you, Your Honor, is there anyone in this country, or anyone on the face of the earth, for that matter, who could or would want to handle a bunch like that?
You may have a point. What I observed of this family, there is no doubt that you are performing a unique service, possibly even a public one. However, such a claim is valid only if it's made before you accept employment, not after. Therefore, according to the immigration laws of the United States, I must rule that your status here is illegal and direct that you be returned to your country of origin.
Huh?
30-minute recess. I am sorry.
Just a moment. Well, that's about it.
What happened? I thought you said you knew a few tricks.
Well, I am about to disappear. Anyway, I'm not one for long goodbyes. So, see you.
Hello, 4-Star Domestic Agency? I'm calling from the Owens residence. We need another housekeeper. Yeah, the one you sent over this morning left suddenly. No, I don't know why. Okay, thank you. Hey, what's going on?
Yeah, what happened to what's-her-name?
Oh, she quit. In the middle of making dinner?
No, it's the 5th housekeeper you've scared off in the past 3 months.
Yeah, I'm getting tired of picking up after myself.
Where's Helga?
Isn't she with you?
Yes.
Well, she wasn't any good anyway. None of them are.
Look, honey, you can't keep going through housekeepers like this thinking you're going to find another Mr. Belvedere because you're not.
I know.
All right, look, you kids go straighten up out there. Come on. And I'll see if I can whip something up for dinner.
Don't worry, I'll order a pizza.
Hey, look, it's starting to snow. Oh, yeah? It was snowing the first time Mr. Belvedere ever came here. Yeah, and Dad wanted to throw him back in the snow, but we wouldn't let him. Remember how he found my hamster? And
Okay,
before
guys, let's just get the place cleaned up, okay? Come on.
I'll get it.
Is this the Owens residence?
Uh-huh. Mr. Belvedere!
Hey, Mom, Dad!
Mr. Belvedere, you're back.
From the look of this room, not a moment too soon.
But what happened? How'd you get back in the country?
Quite legally. Through the immigration system.
Well, I thought that took years. I mean, aren't there thousands of people waiting?
Yes, but I took frontsies.
Hey, what's going on?
Oh, no.
All right, dinner in 20 minutes. Everybody wash up. Especially you, George. Your hands look filthy. It's good to be home. This is my first entry in several months. To be honest, without the Owenses, there hasn't been much to write about. At any rate, my working status here in the colonies is somewhat less tenuous than before. I even have my green card. So there, Wesley. I suppose if I'm not careful, I may even wind up an American citizen. What will I tell the Queen?